All righty. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2024 Simon Claus tournament. As most of you know, this is a randomizer tournament that we put on every year. Um, got some really great contestants in this tournament this year. We've got some returning folks. We got some folks that are brand new to the tournament, and a whole lot of cheer and good times for Simon Claus. So we will be getting started here in just a moment. I want to let you all know a little bit about our contestants here. Sathdresh is a very tenured member of the randomizer community, coming back again this year. And David Anber, this would be his first year doing Simon Claus. He did run the Belmonts and Training tournament earlier in the year, and he won that one. So we have got a lot of fun in store for you today. Hosting the stream tonight is Castle Freeland, and he'll be joining me with some communications as well. We're going to do some commentary. We're going to chat about good, fun, happy things and watch these guys randomly beat Castlevania 2 as quickly as they possibly can. This is the main bracket. The loser of this contest here will go to the lower bracket, and can then fight on in an attempt to get into the finals against the winner of the upper bracket or the winner of the primary bracket. So win or lose, both of these contestants move on to the next round. One of them will be in the upper bracket, one of them will be in the lower bracket, but we are all hoping that they do a great job and have a lot of fun. That's what this is all about. So I guess Castle Freeland, if you can let the runners know that we are ready to go here. Yeah, we're all counting. We're all counting on you, David.
Yeah, you as well. You can let them know.
All right, I'm going to let them know.
Restreaming has its own difficulties.
Gotcha.
By the way,
I'm not quite sure how to start the race. Do I just click R? All right, we're getting these runners started here, y'all. Just give me just a second to get them started at the same time.
So just out of curiosity, as we get this race up and started, what are your predictions for the 3 Jova items?
3 Jova items. So as we all know, we get 3 items that you check in Jova, and sometimes you get trolley items, and sometimes you get useful items. I'm guessing a little bit of both. I'm thinking we got an oak stake. I'm thinking we've got a sub weapon of some sort. I'm going to go silver knife, and then I am going to go with garlic. Looks like J-Dirg says laurels, and oak stake. Stephen Cubit says all laurels. Meggles says laurels, oak stake, and whip.
I'll give you my prediction.
Okay.
Silver knife, sacred flame, diamond.
Ooh, that would be a rough start. Silver knife, sacred flame, diamond would indeed be a rough start. Yeah, but they certainly, I've seen worse. Freeland, if I'm not mistaken, you were talking about a three crystal Jova at one point. Is that correct?
I have seen everything.
3 whip.
Well, you were there for the 3 whip.
Yeah, I was there for the 3 whips one.
3 whips, the first 5 checks I ended up getting flame whip or something like that. That was one of them. That has happened. The 3 crystal seed has happened before. A 3 oak stake seed has started before. Even gotten unintentional friendly Jova.
Yeah, I've got an unintentional. Yeah, I've had that before too. I had to explain to my chat this is not friendly Jova. It just happened out that way. All right, they have all said R. Race will begin in 15 seconds, everybody. So really excited for this. Really looking forward to it. Both of these guys are incredible. I love both of these streamers and both of these rando players here. Both Sath and Anber are good friends of mine, and they both do an amazing job. So it's like Anber might be getting a little bit of a head start here. Clicked a little early. We're looking at our first Simon Claus check here. And David heading into the first shop here, and we are going to get a heart here. Okay, so the heart helps us access the Brahms location. And is it a required item? It is a Dracula piece, so it is a required item.
And by the way, we have custom text turned on for this. So we've got a white crystal, silver knife, and Dracula's heart as our starting 3 items. You can see on the restream you have Sath on the left side, you got Anber on the right side.
Well,
got anything to say about this scene?
Vanilla Jova.
That is only the second time this has ever happened. I promise you this is tournament preset flags.
I'm trusting you, Freeland.
For fun, last year I accidentally sent one match that had Diamond Warp as the preset by accident.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we got graveyard enemies to the right, so happy farming.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a nice farm spot. Lots of big hearts here, lots of quick kills. They're gonna be able to level up to level 1 pretty quickly and have a nice start, being able to buy everything in Jova and getting off clean. It's not frequent to get a Jova start. I've only seen one Jova start that happened randomly in a tournament seed for myself. I've seen it happen to others, but for myself, I've only ever ran one. So it's kind of interesting to see that. And to explain a little bit about what we're talking about, for those of you that may not be familiar, we're running what's called Town Rando. And what that means is that all the towns and mansions are mixed up, right? So you always start in Jova, but Jova could literally be almost anywhere. It could be in Algebra, it could be in the could be an Algebra location, could be any number of places. So in this particular case, the way this seed rolled is that Jova is in the Jova location, which is uncommon. That's why we're looking at that and thinking that's a little funky, but it's cool, and we'll see how they route it. It's not something you see often, so it could lead to some interesting routing.
So I have had some vanilla locations in this tournament rando. One time I had Brahms at Brahms. And I believe the last time we had actually last year, the first town rando tournament seed for the Simon Claus 23 had vanilla Jova as well. I forget who, I think Zytoriak was racing that one. I'd have to go through the old archives to figure out who was doing that one. But you can find it on the in the video archive here on the Castlevania 2 Randomizer Twitch channel.
Sath already off to a pretty fast start here, heading towards what we assume is probably going to be the Berkeley spot or the Veros spot next. And we'll see what David does. He may buck the system and move left here. We'll see. Okay, I think that's what he's going to do. I think David's going left and Sath went right. So immediately we have a routing divergence here. Right off the bat, this is going to lead to some interesting stuff, and we may not know who's technically ahead for quite a while here. So we'll keep a close eye on their progress. It looks like Sath might have changed his mind. Yeah, Sath changed his mind, so he's heading left too. What do you think about that move, Freeland?
Go left? I'm literally the guy who invented left side strats.
So for me, typically when I'm running randomizer, if I have a whip upgrade or laurels or something like that, I like to go left. If I have an oak stake, I like to go right. However, in this particular case, they don't really have any of that stuff. So I think they're going towards where just the most open checks are in the closest proximity. And you've got an open check in Alba, you've got an open check in Ondol, and you can check to see if it is town rando. If it's not town rando, then you're going to have those spots open to you, but you also can check the heart location as well. So you're saying it's town rando, so I believe you.
Yeah, they may have to wait till daytime, unfortunately. The leather whip does 1 damage, and if we have... There is one way for them to get across at nighttime, and that's what you see on Sath's screen, except Oh. Oh, here we go. Good job, Sap. Now he takes the small lead.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying the move that you should have said was take the damage boost off the fireball. Sap's going to Brahms.
Okay. Yep, and that's smart. Going to Brahms right now. You got the heart. Might as well see what's there. That was a spicy meatball right there. Here we go. Nicely done by Sath. So this is the Dead River. In tournament seeds, all of the enemies on the river are randomized, and they can create quite a challenge. If this is Brahms, I'm going to cry. Oh, he's not checking. Okay.
If this is Brahms, I blame Kalari.
We think Kalari, obviously, those of you that don't know, Kalari is the one who sits back there like the Great Wizard of Oz. And when we request seeds from the website, he's back there just creating the most chaos he can possibly create. All right, Saf is getting ready to see what is in the normal diamond location. So whatever, this would be Brad Mountain, and the guy here who gives the diamond in the vanilla game is going to give something different here. And it's the diamond. Is this even randomized?
Did you check to see what? I think that was Berkeley Mansion.
Yeah.
So we do have town rando. It was yellow. And that the only mansion that's that color is Berkeley.
Yeah, that was definitely Berkeley.
It's just we have a Trolley Jova seed.
Yeah, Vanilla Jova and then Vanilla Diamond, which is interesting as well.
Oh, White Crystal was also vanilla, I believe.
Yeah, there's a lot of vanilla going on right now. A lot of vanilla going on right now.
Yeah, the vanilla ice cream also fell off the Crossco truck, apparently.
So, Sath, is he going to do Berkeley? Yeah, it looks like he's going to do Berkeley with no oak stake and no block breaker. So he's banking on getting something that he needs here at the vendor. If the vendor does not have an oak stake or a block breaker, this is a tough decision here, just because there's 3 clues in this mansion. So there's 3 clues in this mansion that you need a block breaker or the eyeball to get to. And those clues are often more valuable than what you find at the vendor and in the orb. Those clues can tell you extremely useful information, or they can be complete trolls. However, in this particular case, Sath has deemed that the most important thing for him to do at this moment is to go ahead and see what's in that vendor. David is taking a different approach and is going to head to the right, which is an interesting choice.
Like in a vacuum, skipping Berkeley would be the right play, but if Sath gets an oak stake or holy water, that's going to be a huge... checked on and couldn't buy at the Berkeley Merchant?
No, I didn't. I was trying to
61
figure out
hearts
how
isn't gonna buy you much. We're gonna have to make do with what we got for now for this race as much as we can restream. And unfortunately, I'm running into a lot of technical issues with the restream because OBS has decided to give me the finger tonight. All right, we got blue crystal. Blue crystal on SAS screen, so that's gonna be huge. That opens up the Rover Mansion location that you would have to kneel for 4 seconds to open up.
Yeah, and again, sorry for the interruption in the stream there. We were having some technical difficulties here. We will try to keep her going. Yeah, it looks like Staff did get the blue crystal, so he now has, just as Freeland just said, has access to that rover location. He'll be heading that way at some point here. It looks like he did choose to warp out instead of walking back out of Berkeley.
Yeah,
so I think he's heading back to that album.
Yeah, kind of just explain. For whatever reason, it's just restreaming. CV2 rando that seems to cause the thing to break. On my normal scenes, nothing happens. Shrug. Sorry about that.
It wouldn't be a CV2 rando restream if we didn't have difficulties.
All right, did you catch what Amber had on the blue crystal guy? Looks like he's got the diamond and laurels as well.
Yeah, he's got the diamond and the laurels. I think that was laurels he picked up there, if I'm not mistaken.
So we got algebra in the Berkeley Mansion location.
Yep, and he did not go down and check downstairs. I think, speaking to David and knowing David like I do, he is averse to going down to the Veros location without an oak stake. So that's probably why he is not going down there right now, but we shall see. He may just be trying to grind up here to get his level before he takes his game over. That seems like what he's doing right now. Meanwhile, Sath is going to the Alba location, and we're going to see what's there, and it is...
I think it's Veros.
Most decidedly Veros. He cannot do any checks in Veros since he does not have any sort of block breaker.
But could farm to level 2 if he turns around.
Yeah. Looks like that's what he's going to do. He's going to farm here. Perfect farm spot.
Oh, yep. Expect him to hit level 2. Even with basically no XP going in the farm.
All right, looks like David is going to go down.
All right, here we go. That Sap is not a fan of Soten, I guess.
Why is that?
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. Not enough talk. Haven't you?
Yeah, the custom text is hilarious.
Gotta love the meme voice dialogue from the original PlayStation release.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Deshauna asked what was in the Berkeley shop. That was a blue crystal, or a crystal. He got the white crystal in Jova, blue crystal there in Berkeley. All right, so we're going to see here what is down in the Veros location.
Well, good news is you don't have to check it again.
We have Yomi. So that gray town, that lifeless town right there that you see, has no function or purpose, and there's nothing in this town unless you're doing door rando, and then you can find some stuff in here. But we're not doing door rando. We're doing town rando. Rep asked is 100% drop rate for rando. Yes, that is a patch that can be enabled or disabled. In tournaments, we enable the 100% drop.
Amber's getting harassed by Steve. Gets a nice boost from the fireman, but
he blows
doesn't do anything with it. Sath is heading for the Ondo location, which we know is not Yomi, so it should have something there.
Yeah, there'll be something here. I'm gonna guess Rover or Bodley. That's my guess.
Well, Richard's not letting him get there.
Yeah, Richard is not being very kind.
Well, of course not. It is Rover.
Rover. Okay, nice. So Sathdresh here in Rover can do the check at the vendor. I do not believe he has an oak steak yet.
Nope.
But if the vendor has a vanilla oak steak, which is certainly possible in this French vanilla seed we got going on here, then we could see an orb.
That's got a bat following him. You can barely see it, but it's there.
That bat is not giving up.
You were watching my stream earlier today. I was complaining about bats.
Yeah, those bats were
Red
pretty rough
crystal.
on your stream earlier. Okay, so red crystal in Rover. Wow.
If you're in... Well, we'll ask this now hypothetically, but I was saying, if you're in Sathdresh's situation, would you take the tornado?
If I was Sath, I would not. I would get my laurels and I would do the graveyard jump. I would go ahead and hit the other spots over there to the right he hasn't hit yet because he doesn't know what's off to the right. He can also check the Rover location, the algebra location. If he finds garlic on the way, he could get the garlic check on the way and do the graveyard jump and head over to the Laruba spot. That's what I would do depending on what items I picked up along the way.
Keep in mind you that I played a seed earlier today that you couldn't get a single Drac part until after red crystal. All right,
Yeah,
Amber's
those
at
are
the
fun.
algebra location. That looks like Ondel.
It is Ondel. Ondel in the algebra spot.
Yeah, if you had the same Ondel
He
look
has
I've had
one-
today. Whip upgrade at
he's got
Morningstar.
one check he can do here. The Morningstar vendor. We will see what's there. I don't know how many hearts he has. He could be in a tough heart spot. I'm not sure, but
I'm pretty sure he's maxed out. Last time I checked it was
Okay,
256. I saw it was 256.
so there's 2 checks in this town, but he only has access to one because the other one is locked by a block, and you have to have a block breaker to get in there.
That's a
and
lot
as
of
you can
time
see
to
from-
execute a floor drop.
Yeah,
It's fine when you're doing it solo, but in a tournament, if you waste 15 seconds to do a floor drop, those
Yeah.
add up after a while.
that does add up. That's for sure.
Oof.
Laurels, he's already got 4. He does not have a silk bag, so he cannot get any more laurels right now.
So basically,
Ondel's
this
kind of a bust.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish and I'll tell you what I think.
No, I was just gonna say Ondel for him for the check is a bust, but he's got a decision to make, and having not taken the paths that Sath has taken, he does not have the benefit of having the red crystal or the blue crystal. So he's got to either make the graveyard jump or potentially warp back and try the other side again.
It's a lot trickier to do the graveyard jump this early in the seed, especially knowing that Joba is basically right down the middle instead of one side or another. If it's a left side seed, you'll be more inclined to make that jump. I mean, less inclined, I should say, with the blob boost. On the right side, you'll be more inclined to do it because that's the easiest way to get there.
Yeah, without a doubt. Billick mentions that Sath is going to be sad he did not take the tornado. Yeah, he will. Not knowing what's over here, he doesn't know that the pickings are slim. Of course, he does have an advantage that David doesn't have, and that's that blue crystal. It's going to allow him access to a different spot, which we know is not Yomi. I'm going to go with, I'm going to say Brahms is going to be in the Rover spot. That's my guess. Brahms no, it's going to be Brahms. That's what I'm going with. Brahms or Alba.
I'm going to go with a really nasty pick. Bodley.
Bodley, yeah, with no block breaker. That's tough.
No, it's out of logic if without a block breaker.
Mad Gloober, welcome into the chat. Good to see you. Seth
right,
is going
so-
to the crystal vendor.
So Amber doesn't even check the Doina check. Sath gets laurels. Gets a second set of laurels just to be safe, but when you get laurels from the crystal guy, you get filled all the way.
Yeah, but sometimes you just got to top off the tank, Freeland.
I mean, it's only what, 3 seconds at most. Now, if we're talking about the text boxes in the vanilla game, that'd be terrible.
All right, so Sath has now checked the Veros spot, seeing that it is Yomi, has checked the Berkeley spot, seeing that it is Algebra. He is now heading towards the Algebra spot, which he will find to be Ondol. Will he drain the lake before he goes to the Algebra spot, do you think?
From my personal experience, I would actually do Algebra first, especially knowing the warp is that Jova's in the vanilla location.
Yeah, and he doesn't have an oak stake, so if there is a mansion down there, and you don't have an oak stake going down there, it can be a pain to go back down there having to double dip. And right now, not a single one of our runners has seen any sort of oak stake whatsoever, and they have discovered 2 mansions.
Yeah, Amber's going to be in an especially tough pickle. So I think the sea is going to make you take the tornado. That's my gut feeling.
Yeah, it very well may. And you know, he could get the crystal in the. He hasn't gone to Berkeley yet. He could go to the Berkeley, which I probably would have done. I think, didn't he already go to Berkeley? He didn't do it though. He just passed it by. He chose not to do Berkeley without a block breaker. So that's where his crystal is, and there is another crystal as well in Rover, but he's only going to have 2 crystals and not know that Berkeley is going to be required, so he's going to be in a bad spot, I think. Right now you got to say that Sath is safely ahead.
Yeah. However, if I was going to say, however, if your location doesn't have anything, then this is definitely a tornado seed. And whatever was at Doina is not in logic. Doina in the Laruba location is not in logic. Sathdresh finding life with the Medusa head to be very difficult as he's trying to floor drop his way down into... Don't waste a laurel. Just respawn the screen and kill the Medusa head. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be done.
David is going to find a blue crystal here, which hopefully will prompt him to go back to Berkeley, but it won't.
By the way,
I think.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to add this little tidbit, just in case. But Amber actually asked for a difficult scene for me to print it.
Yeah.
When I warned him.
Is going to be draining a lake here to go down to the Rover location, what's normally in Rover. It is a
again. That was a much faster recovery.
Yeah, that was nice.
Sath getting bullied by a Medusa head. I don't think the laurels are going to last long enough. Oh, wait, yeah, they will. Just enough to get the upward boost. All right, Amber's going for the world wrap. But unfortunately, Bodley Mansion will not be progression.
I don't know, Bodley's in Rover, right? So do we know what's in the Laruba spot yet?
It was Doina, I believe. But that wouldn't be necessarily... if it's progression, it's by accident, not by design. So it is a tornado seed.
Yeah.
Well, at least Blob Boost will be easy, but Amber already knows where that's going to take him. If you can't blob boost with a werewolf, an eyeball, and a bat, you turn in your speedrun card.
Turn them in. Just turn them in.
Sath checking the Morningstar check, which you already know is nothing useful.
Yeah, it's tough here, man. You know, it's a challenge to kind of figure out with a progression line like this one. You know, obviously we know
finally
that Sath
found
is
an
in a
oak
better
stake,
spot.
which is
yeah, Sath's in a better spot, but David found an oak stake, so that's going to help because now he can do stuff. But unfortunately, the only oak stake they've found thus far is in a town that is on the other side of the world, where you've got 3 mansions on the other side. So that's pretty trolly to have a troll stake seed with stakes only on the other side of the tornado.
there's Sath's the only person who can actually find an in logic check because of the red crystal. It's a tornado seed.
And so Sath is doing what I thought he would here, and that's the check everything on this side, do the graveyard jump. He can make a couple of different choices here. Once he gets this oak stake in Doina, he can warp back and do a mansion, or he can continue on to the right if he chooses to do so.
Well, considering the 2 mansions are kind of secluded and require another item to access, the only thing I can think of is maybe Sath does the rover orb. Well, that's a big time sink in itself. I think it's actually better to go to the intended location the game wants you to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
Gonna be in the Bodley Mansion location. Without problems.
So did I miss anything important while I was away?
I'm sure both runners picked up an oak stake.
Yeah. David definitely has one. I'm pretty sure Sath has one too. It looks like Sath is heading over to either Berkeley or Rover. Looks like it's going to be Rover for Sath here with the oak stake. He could probably heal up in the church here if he wants to. He can do the rover orb check, and then he can take the tornado. And I think that's probably the best route at this point with what he's got.
Yeah, this seed is all sorts of confusing.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Definitely a challenge. But nothing these guys haven't seen or dealt with before. Looking at where we're at, if you guys you can follow along on the trackers down there below the streams. Sath has the red crystal, David has blue. Both of them have one drag part, that would be the heart, and they each have a diamond in the laurels. And if I'm not mistaken, they both have an oak stake as well. Similar inventories. I think the big thing here is going to be that Sath has that red crystal and is now getting ready to do a check and then take the tornado, whereas David cannot do that until he goes to Berkeley and gets that crystal.
So if I was in Sathdresh's situation, I would actually skip Rover, anticipating I would need the oak stake might be more valuable on the other side of the tornado, but
On the side of the tornado, we got Laruba and Brahms. That's going to be the two mansions that are left on the other side of the tornado. And both of those mansions have more than 2 checks. So if you haven't seen any oak stakes to this point, there's a pretty good chance you're going to find one in there.
that thinks an intentional game over. Not a bad idea. You're not buying anything.
Start rebuilding hearts. That's smart.
Fortunately, not sure what Amber's going to do here when he sees that you're going to get Bodley Mansion in the
Rover spot.
Yeah, Rover spot. So since this unit's been super trolly up to this point, what do you think would be the trolliest option to put in the Bodley spot? I mean, sorry, yeah, the Bodley spot.
The trolliest option to put in the Bodley spot. We've seen Algebra. We've seen Veros. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe Alba? I don't know. Alba's
I'm
got a
thinking
free check,
Laruba.
though. Yeah?
Since neither guy's found a whip upgrade.
Yeah, Laruba. I know neither of these guys mind doing leather Laruba. Not fun, but yeah. But you got 4 checks. So if you walk in there with a handful of hearts, and you get 2 checks with a purchase and a free check, and then you just got to figure out a way to kill Carmilla. But
go, Seth, go!
Having an oak
or just keep whipping. All right.
works too.
We're probably going to see a farm on the right side with Amber here because there are a lot of enemies.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the only play is a double floor drop wraparound jump.
Yep. Yeah, it's something I know that he's been practicing and working on.
Oh wait, no, that's not
we'll
true.
see.
I just realized he could just skip the merchant check.
If he was going to do that, though, it would have made more sense to do it down there.
But you're going to go for it anyway. All right, Seth gets a whip, so that's going to make a potential Laruba at Doinus. Sorry, not well. Doina would also be in logic. Laruba in either Doina or Bodley, more playable.
I missed what Sath found there in the orb.
Here's a whip upgrade.
Whip, nice.
Unfortunately, he's going to have to pay for that orb. And that means all the proceeds from his warehouse will be sent to the to remake that orb.
The Action Against Orb Violence Coalition.
I'm not sure what Amber's going to do. You just got to, if you're going to go, you got to commit to it all the way. Of course, floor drop can be pretty challenging if you're not used to doing it. You got to hit back to back.
Yeah. Frame perfect. And
unfortunately, if you don't get it the first time, you can do it out of logic. You can only, with no sake, you can only get the orb item, but it could be the nail. We all know how that played out once. Ask Toriak how that went. Hey, it could have. Do you think it has the nail?
That would be interesting. I would be quite interested to see that.
Sath is not kneeling at the ideal spot.
I'm going to guess that the Bodley Orb has an oak stake for Super Troll.
That would be the ultimate FU.
Please let it be an oak stake.
Well, it's a drag part, but it's not not progression.
It's all right.
All right, we got Brahms. That's actually good.
Yeah, that's a good. That's
a
good find for. Yeah, good find.
So unfortunately now Amber's going to have to go into Berkeley. He's got no other play. Actually, I wonder if he's going to be kicking himself for going to Bodley and then warping out. He could have gone back to Algebra Laurels and then gone right side and then gone to Doina again to get another oak stake, and you'll be able to full clear Berkeley, which if that orb has something, that would be interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Knowing that's where the only oak stake is that they've found so far, that Anber's found so far. It's a challenge. Interesting challenge here. Sath is in Brahms' mansion at the moment. And there are 3 checks in Brahms' mansion. You have the you've got the vendor check, which you have a vendor check in every mansion. And then you've got the orb check, which you have in every mansion. But then Brahms also has death. You fight the Grim Reaper, and he drops an item. So we will see what that item is. Sath is going to have to kill Death with only his leather whip, and he'll be able to use a laurel if he needs to.
Yeah, fortunately, Seth did pick up a whip upgrade in Rover, which makes that play actually work out pretty well, because fighting Death with the leather whip sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, that's why I joke professionals only for that little skit.
Okay, garlic for Sathdresh. That's a huge find. That's a huge find. That opens up 2 checks and also gives you another way to kill Death if you want to waste about 2 minutes of your life.
Yeah, it'd be faster to kill. It's still faster to kill him with the Thorn Whip, because that's only 64 hits. But if you try to fight someone for that long, it can be very exhausting. Sath is not going to go for the... is Sath going to go for the new floor drop setup? Nope. So, recently, I don't know if Jaderg found it or if Jaderg just picked up someone else's thing, but Jaderg posted on the CV2 channel of the Castlevania Speedruns Discord a floor drop setup here in this mansion for the No Wrong Warp speedrun. It's actually faster than good Blob RNG.
Yeah.
I think I might have overestimated the time save, but you're talking like 1 to 2 seconds. Sath is going for garlic strats. Let's talk about it.
Sath is going garlic strats? What? Oh, this is a... Okay, maybe he needed to go get a sandwich.
Maybe he needs to use the bathroom. I would certainly take a whiz right now.
Yeah, so if Sath was 25 minutes ahead right now, he's now behind. What you're watching right now is Death slowly get chewed away by garlic 1 hit at a time, and it takes 120 of those to kill him. So Sath's just chilling, maybe make himself a bologna and cheese sandwich or something. Meanwhile, David is trying to figure out what he wants to do with his run here, because he doesn't have an oak stake and he doesn't have the red crystal, and his only play right now is Berkeley. But I think he wants an oak stake before he goes in there. He just needs to go get that vendor. He needs to go get that red crystal from the vendor and move on.
Have you ever had bone broth?
Bone broth? BC asks, does the garlic do the same damage as leather whip? Yes, 1 damage. 1 hit per...
I knew he was going to drop an oak stake.
Did he drop an oak stake?
Yeah, I was hoping for an oak stake. So that's probably thinking, okay, I can go with that. Oak stake begets an oak stake. That's actually probably a good thing. He dropped an oak stake.
Oh my god.
Now he doesn't have to fight Death again.
Wow. Well, he cleared it. Mansion's clear. You don't have to worry about it now. Trolly as hell, but at least it's clear.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the trolliest CV2 rando seed I've ever watched. Fortunately, I haven't played it.
Yeah, all your oak stakes are in bronze, y'all.
Yeah, if I was playing this seed, I'd be dropping F-bombs in 9 different octaves right now.
You got to think both of these players must think they're behind right now, because it's just that kind of seed. They've got to think that their routing is in suboptimal, or they got to both feel like they're behind right now. So we may see some riskier routings and strategies, but to be honest, they both run very different routes here. So I'm curious to see which one starts to feel the pressure first. I know that if I was running the seed, I would feel behind from the start.
Took a lot of jumps, but Sath gets the clip. Amber's back in Ondel. He's going to go for the cemetery jump and get another oak stake. I think the Berkeley Orb is actually going to be exactly what Amber's going to need to get back into the seed.
It's certainly possible.
It's going to be. I'm going to predict the nail is going to be in the Berkeley Orb.
If we have a Drac part in the Berkeley Orb, then all of the time discrepancy is basically gone.
Not just any Drac part. I'm predicting nail.
Predicting nail. I'm going to say Magic Cross. That's what I'm going with.
For the sake of entertainment, it's going to be something. It's going to be something that changes the game, in my opinion. But then the game's going to troll them, and it's going to end up probably having Holy Water at the. Holy Water is going to probably end up being at Flame Whip. Sath can't go left. Well, Sath can go left, but the only check he can do to his left is Laruba, which is another Oak Stick, which isn't something he needs.
So, Sath heading to the Doina location. Anber. In actual Doina, which is in the Laruba location, getting his Oak
Alba,
Stick.
Sath hit the jackpot.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Alba.
All right, 5 seconds. What's the item? What do you think it is?
Laurels.
Golden Knife.
Okay, that's not too bad. With a Thorn Whip, a Golden Knife is not a bad weapon.
So looking at Sath's screen, obviously is the Garlic, which is progression, the only progression enemy has right now. Amber's gonna get an Oak Stick. He's gonna, I'm gonna assume, gonna check Berkeley. Full clear.
Yeah, he's going to Berkeley. He's going to Berkeley.
But of course, he doesn't know what's in the Rover Ore, but I still think Berkeley's the better play because the enemies are a lot easier to deal with.
Mm-hmm. And you got 2 checks instead of 1. He's not doing it. He's going to Rover.
Sath is not going to kill anything at nighttime.
Oh,
if lucky, that Medusa head rolls down.
Wow.
You're not without Laurel, it's not getting through there. See if Sath sets up the BAP. Yep. I was gonna say bird boost, Medusa boost.
All right, so Sathdresh right now is at the very, very end of this map, heading down towards Dracula's castle. There is one more location to check. Typically houses Yomi. I'm going to go with, what does it have to be, Laruba? It's got to be Laruba, right? We've seen everything else.
It is Laruba. We're killing it with the predictions. At least for the locations we are. Again, Sath's in better position to handle Laruba with the Thorn Whip. You get...
Yeah. He's on his last life here. I don't know what his heart situation looks like, but...
Considering how this season's gone, I can't imagine his heart situation is in good shape anyway.
If he needs to grind a little bit here to buy something, at least he's got the Thorn Whip. There's nothing, almost nothing more painful than having to grind in Laruba with a leather whip.
Well, if he's lucky, the item he has to buy is something silly like silver. We already got uncovered silver knife in the seed, right?
I am not sure. I don't.
Sath trying to get away from Richard. The stairs are not safe haven. You know, these CV2 devs just like to mess with the player with the platforming and the fake stairs that lead you to nowhere.
Just take them wherever.
Meanwhile, Richard is ushering Sath to the exit. Oh, that is rude.
Let's see what he chooses to do here. Looks like he's going to...
gonna have to kill Steve.
Yeah, he's gonna have to kill Steve. He should be home free after that. I don't think there's anything up here that can really hurt him.
Fortunately, Steve rolled down. This is a much easier enemy to kill. You just dodge.
He's only got 51 hearts, it looks like. Did I see that right?
So a game over isn't necessarily that penalizing. Okay, that's actually good news because the silk bag is not required to beat the game. It's just a luxury item.
Yeah, silk bag, for those of you that don't know, allows you to carry 8 laurels and 8 garlic, which actually, in a seed like this one, with all the shenaniganery and the small whips, I believe that would be a very useful item to have in this seed, but it's not required. So, all right, Sath is heading down to see what's in the free laurels vendor in Laruba. And that's a ring, required item.
Ring in Laruba?
But
what is this
nonsense?
nonsense?
This is nothing.
Next, you're going to tell me the orb has the magic cross. All right, so Amber should have the red crystal. Let's see what's in the orb on that. Sacred Flame for the orb.
Oh, no.
Running Zytoriak joke for custom text.
Now, if Sath wanted to here, he could absolutely use Golden Knife, but it's not going to do much good. And it'll waste a ton of hearts with only a thorn.
You'll only be able to fire off 12, though, and that 12 times 3 times 2 is 72. And that's not a lot of health. All right.
I didn't see what Amber got in that orb. Oh, he didn't do it. Okay.
Laurels.
Oh.
Not necessarily a bad thing. In a vacuum.
Yeah, but...
But this was a tornado seed. With the garlic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Does look
so
like
Amber's
David
best power play has been... Did not go his way. So now his next best... His next best chance to catch up would be to literally bolt after Brahms and not check the Doina and Yomi locations. Just go straight to garlic checks.
Yeah. The Sath hasn't done any of his garlic checks, right?
No. That's why it's the only play. Otherwise, Sath has got a pretty commanding lead. We know one of them has to be progression. Nail or holy water progression. Those are the only two things left. So, which item comes first? Nail or holy water? Since you got 50-50.
It'd
I'll
be
go with
funny.
whatever you don't pick.
It'd be funny if it was nail, but I'm going to say it's going to be holy water. So this seed has to let up at some point. Those of you that are relatively new to watching CBG Rando, this is not a normal seed. This is a tough one.
This is nasty even for well, that's not a bad outcome for Sath either, getting the oak stick from Camilla.
Yeah.
So now he's gonna have to warp back. We know that the audience know that the Berkeley Mansion orb is not required.
But Sath does not know that, obviously. He's already done the Veros check. He has not done bodily, but that's because he doesn't have an oak or a block breaker yet.
Yeah, if I'm Sath, I go for the...
What's that?
I was going to say, the play here would be to check the Graveyard Duck, Blob Boost Over, which we know is very easy to do. And then wrap back to Bodley Mansion with a block breaker. Okay, so that's gonna full clear Berkeley first. That's honestly probably the first play I'm gonna disagree with on his end.
Yeah, I don't entirely disagree with the move. I think I see the benefit, but
because the downside here is you're wasting a lot of time to do one check when the same amount of time it would take for you to do 4.
Yeah, it's interesting now because I mean, David does have Well, I don't know. It's curious because Sath is going to be able to. I think that if the graveyard duck has the holy water, I think it's over with. But if not, and it's the algebra one, who knows? Because Sath would have to make that the blob boost and the wrap, grab that thing, and then I guess it would be a warp and another tornado after that. I guess I don't know. If it's got holy water, you could obviously got algebra that's in the Berkeley spot that needs to be done. You've got Veros that's in the Alba spot that needs to be done. Ondel in the algebra spot. So there's a lot. It's just going to depend on who finds that block breaker first, which is, interestingly enough, how a lot of these randos go. Once you find the block breaker, the first person to find the block breaker often wins the seed.
I think the moral of the story is don't make fun of the most accomplished CV2 rando player for difficulties. The rando will give you instant karma. So that's trying to get the floor drop, does not get the floor drop. That's a very tricky floor drop if you're not practiced on it.
Yeah, it can definitely be a challenging floor drop. I've found that in my own playthroughs here, speed running it even recently. It's just if you have to go up to the vendor spot.
Very careful.
Yeah, be very, very careful here. You do not want to fall through that floor. Oh no, he's okay. Okay, I thought he fell through the floor.
That's a better outcome than falling down.
Absolutely.
Though I do think Seth should realize that in Berkeley Mansion, you're going to get your hearts back if you throw the gold knife.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of biggies in here.
So we're going to... And we're getting garlic.
All right, you got some progression.
Let's see what Seth does here. Oh. Well, now that was probably not the smart... Well, probably not the smart play, but now by warping... We know it was the smart play, but Seth's now going right instead of left.
Yeah. Intriguing. I don't know why. I guess no. I think you would have to do duck. It's the only way to get to both garlic checks in one pass here is to do the duck and then boost and then world wrap.
So and we're having trouble with that Medusa head. Seth with the Thorn Whip elected to not do the death drop.
Huh. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out Sath's routing here.
I mean, it works if the algebra graveyard has the block breaker he's looking for. We know one of the two garlic checks has to yield a block breaker.
But going this direction, you can't do both garlic checks going this direction. You can do them both if you do the duck first, take the boost, and then walk back across the swamp. Then you can do both in a single pass. Yeah, David got the walk game.
That's the best play.
He's going to kill him with garlic, too. It's the right thing to do with the leather whip.
Yeah.
Right thing to do.
As someone who has fought death twice with the leather whip today, I don't think I could do it a third time.
He's going to be very happy to see an oak stake here. And then he's going to be really sad when he throws that oak stake at an orb.
We've already had these saying with the thing.
Deshaun, a 3-minute wait.
All right, so everyone in chat, graveyard duck or algebra graveyard for our block breaker?
I think they both have a block breaker.
Get your guesses in before Seth gets to that spot.
Yeah, I think they both have a block breaker. That's my guess.
Get those guesses in before shenanigans happen again.
Deshauna says nail and algebra, holy water at duck. That's certainly possible. I hate it when block breakers are are sealed by blocks. And David gets an oak steak for oak steak. Lots of oak steaks there in Brahms. So now he's got a choice. He can go right or he can go right. Those are his two choices. I wonder which one he'll do.
Oh. His two choices are, we already outlined it earlier. His best play would be to check the graveyard duck instead of continuing on to the right. Now, of course, the Sath guesses correctly. On here, the whole seat opens up for him.
Yep. If he gets here and this is laurels or an oak steak, then he'll be warping back and doing the duck check. It just seems like even if so you're starting in Jova, it's even shorter just to do the, even if you're only going to check the one, it's even shorter just to do the duck boost and then walk back across the swamp if you have laurels, and I think Sath does have laurels.
So if Sath gets the nail at the graveyard here, that opens up that door, and then Holy Water opens up the entire map.
Yep. Let's hope he finds something here. Let's see what he's got. It's the big one.
It's a chain whip upgrade.
Okay, well, that's helpful, but it's not progression.
All right, I guess Sath's gonna have to go for the out of logic bodily play, which will get him the rib if he's not able to hit the double 4-drop wraparound jump.
And we still don't know what's in the bodily vendor at this point, so
well, it can't be it can be a block breaker, but you'll be out of logic.
Mm-hmm. It could definitely be the holy water or the nail. It could either be one of those. It could be either one.
Honestly, if you're Sathdresh, you want the nail, not the holy water in that situation. All right, some vertical subpixels should get. Oh, well, that actually works.
Hey, that was nice subpixel manipulation right there.
Game is not a fan of that, though. So that's just gonna try and go up down as many times as possible. One thing is when you do die, your subpixel resets to 0.
Yeah, that's why I thought when he died up there, it would be an easy drop. There he goes. Nice.
I think he went for it, but missed it. Fortunately, when your subpixel's 0 and you miss it, you can't do it again.
Yep.
All right. From death, I think. I could be wrong. All right, so Sath going.
I wonder if Anber is he grinding for
more garlic?
I guess. Oh yeah, because he had to kill death, so he only had. Okay, so he only has one garlic at this point. He needs at least 2.
So again, Sathdresh is going to have an easier time with bodily.
Yeah, much easier time. Much easier time. He's got that chain whip. It increases the strength of his sub weapons as well. So this is going to be a much easier pass through bodily for sure.
Should have almost a full set of hearts, so purchasing power shouldn't be a problem. Although I think this
is another real. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is probably the last. This is the last free merchant check. When I say free, I don't mean the check is cost 0 hearts. I mean it's the last one, and you can do without finding something. Should say available would be the better word.
Open checks.
So Sath is going to go left. Either he's going to try and farm to level 3, or he has a vendetta against Richard.
He should get that diamond.
Either
diamond's a really good weapon here.
Yeah, I was going to say either guy is acceptable. Yeah, diamond's actually not a bad play in my opinion. Silver. This is literally the only screen in the game where the silver knife is useful.
Yeah, the silver knife is perfect in this function. So what you guys are watching right now from Sathdresh is, this is what we call the enemy orgy. So normally in the normal vanilla game, there are these big boulders on the wall right here, and they're invincible, which means that they have 0 HP. But in this game, in the randomizer, HPs get rounded, so it replaces all of those boulders with individual enemies with 1 HP. So you can kill mummies with 1 hit of a leather whip, and so that's a really nice spot to grind experience if you need experience or hearts. Deshauna wants to see a double floor drop wraparound from Sath here. I think Sath can pull it off. Werewolves are not. I think
that's going to help. Jumping down and then jumping back up does not make it easier, because it's a camera-based floor drop. So scrolling the screen down doesn't actually help. So kind of just giving a little bit of context, as Amber reaches level 3.
Ooh. Sath did not get the double. He could have. If you get the double there, you go down to see the vendor without having to break any blocks. Oh, and he didn't have an oak stake either, did he not?
Should have had an oak stick.
Apparently he did not, because he didn't do the orb check. I thought he had an oak stake. Well, that could be huge.
Not necessarily. You know, you gotta go back there.
Yeah, like the rib's in there. David's got the rib.
I mean, going for the since we know that the graveyard duck is gonna be your progression item, it's not that much time to get there. You can get an oak stake on the way.
Yeah. Could have swore he had an oak stake.
I'm trying to think. No, everything's accounted for. I think we've covered every town, city, and whatnot.
Yep, everything's covered.
I do think, even though this seed has played out poorly, like I said, Sath has the advantage with his whip doing 4 times as much damage, which means clearing enemies is going to be quicker. So I think with each passing minute that Amber doesn't find something useful, it's going to be very painful extra minute added.
Yeah, having a chain whip here is like having, you know, all-terrain tires when you're off-roading versus having racing slicks. Like, you're not going to make any progress without good tires, and Sath's got real darn good tread on those tires now with that chain whip. David's going to be spinning out in the snow here in a minute if he doesn't get himself a whip upgrade. Which he's heading to Laruba, so he will.
What's that? Don't kill the werewolf. It's holy water.
Wow. Sath has the holy water from the duck.
Nah, just turn around, go to Varos, and then warp. He's going for the warp. So now it's going to open up the rest of the map. Oh, I have marked the wrong tracker. I was going to say, this opens up the rest of the map for Sathdresh here.
Yep, Sass, everything's open. So we have the 2 locations in Varos, which he has bypassed, and he's heading to the right, skipping those because he thinks he's going to take the tornado after, so he will have to come back there eventually. We got the 2 checks in Algebra. We have 1 check in Ondel he can do now. We have 2 checks in Alba he can now do, and that should be all of it. So there's several checks that just opened up right there for him. David does not have the block breaker, so in every way right now, Sath is significantly ahead.
Sath's got to be careful, though. A game over can be punishing with so many merchant checks now opened. That's why he's using the golden knife to kill enemies from a distance.
All right, David heading down to find. He'll find Laruba down here, where he will pick up a whip upgrade.
Oh, by the way, you forgot to note.
Money.
You forgot to talk about the Sacred Flame being a check that was opened up by the Holy Water.
Oh yes, that's true. Yes, that's right. The Sacred Flame check and also Dobby's Path. So lots of things are open now for Sath.
So, Sath found the whip in my garage and now has the Morningstar whip.
Yeah, he's cruising now.
I have an actual leather whip, by the way. Did you know that?
What's that?
I actually have an actual leather whip.
Do you?
It's a... Yeah. It's something you buy at Disneyland. Because Indiana Jones obviously uses a whip. It's not the same one, though.
My grandfather used to have a really nice old school leather whip from when my great-great-grandfather came across the country in a covered wagon. He had that whip for years. I think one of my cousins got it. I sure wish I could have got that, though. That was pretty cool.
All right, nail for Sath.
Sath finds the nail blocked by holy water. Still contend that's some of the trolliest crap ever.
So if we talk about real-life qualifications, no one's more qualified to use a whip than Sath here. From some of the pictures that he sent me.
Yeah. I think Sath has an actual flame whip. All right, Anber going to find this silk bag. Is he going to buy it? No.
I don't think it's the hearts. It's been a pretty punishing seed.
Looks like Sathdresh now is on his way to check Dobby's Path and the check in Ondel he was not able to do.
All right, where do you think the eyeball is? We know where the rib is going to be because...
Yeah, because David's got it. I think the eyeball... I'm going to say it's either in the Varos Dagger location or right here in Dobby's Path.
Yeah, good call.
There we go. Eyeball.
So now just the magic cross left to uncover in this seed.
Yep. I gotta think the magic cross is gonna be in Varos.
Gotta double check to make sure Sath has an oak stake. Silk bag for sale in Laruba, but everybody knows that. Both the runners, the audience, their grandma. Every GM in the baseball world knows that the silk bag is in Laruba.
Wait, so did David skip? Did he skip Carmilla? I don't understand. He was in Laruba and now he's not. I didn't see him get those other checks.
Maybe decided with the leather whip wasn't worth the 240 hits. I'm not sure why Sathdresh is going to Morningstar. There's nothing to gain there unless he wants more laurels.
I think David's going to go get his holy water now. So with David picking up holy water, he's going to be behind the eyeball and the nail, but he's up the rib. So interesting how this is playing out. Sath is still significantly ahead, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how it plays out. Yeah, Deshaun, I agree. This is Sath's seed to lose right now. He's well in the driver's seat, not knowing that Bodley Orb is critical for him.
Actually, not knowing what the Bodley Orb is probably why this the only thing that could cost him this seed.
Yeah.
Although perhaps knowing that is why he's perhaps anticipating a Bodley could be in play is why he's getting an oak steak. Going out of the way to get an oak steak.
Yeah, I can't imagine any other reason to be going this way other than to grab that oak steak and Doina.
So, question for chat: where is the magic? Take your guess for the magic cross. We got the flame whip location on the other side of Tornado. You got the 2 Veros checks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the dagger vendor.
And then we also have Alba.
Deshauna says Flame Whip. Billick says Veros. Julie Cat says Veros.
Yeah, so that doesn't have an oak steak.
Holy water.
All right, so Amber picks up the holy water.
I think he's going to boost and then go back across the swamp to get the second check. That's what I think he's going to do. While grabbing an oak steak first, of course.
Well, Sath has gone to commercial break. So it'll be 3 minutes before we find out anything. It's going to take him 3 minutes to get back to Rover, so you're not going to miss much. It's just going to be backtracking.
Yeah. He picked up his oak steak. Sath picked up his oak steak. I'm watching him over here on my screen. He's getting ready to head back across. Let's see if David fancies a zombie grind. He does not. He is going to do these Veros checks.
That's the best play, in my opinion, even though we know that the 2 things he's missing are on that side. Well, got an oak steak. Did we get the...
he's actually in Doina now, getting ready to head back across the swamp, I think. I don't remember what was in the Carmilla Graveyard garlic check. Sath grabbed it.
It was a whip upgrade.
Whip. Okay, that's right. So he'll get his whip here.
Yeah, so Amber could actually theoretically could beat this seed without upgrading the whip a single time.
Yeah, he could.
Unlikely, but it's possible. Where is Amber exactly? Amber's heading back to algebra, right?
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, he went back to Doina to get an oak steak. That's why I got confused. All right. So that's actually going to go on to...
Interesting choice from
Flame Whip location.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a bad idea if you're looking for the magic cross.
Yeah. David's going to get his whip upgrade, and he's going to breathe a sigh of relief.
And Flame Whip is a whip upgrade.
Is it? He's got Flame Whip then, huh? Is this even randomized? What the hell's going on right now?
All right. Amber gets the whip upgrade at the other graveyard. Probably thinking, thank God.
He's going to do the Ondel check. Do the Ondel check. Why didn't you do the Ondel check?
You sure he didn't do the Ondel check? Oh, wait, no, I guess...
He just got the holy water just now. Maybe he's going to grind? He's got to do that Ondel check.
Oh, that's definitely possible. It's not easy to farm when you can only do 1 hit point of damage to everything.
Yeah, I agree.
And you have useless sub-weapon. The only sub-weapon that damages is holy water.
Yeah, Billick, well, he's got Thorn now. So let's give him credit where it's due. He's got Thorn Whip now. It's not leather.
I think so.
But yeah, Sath has Flame Whip.
In Sath's case, I think he's going for the win.
Yeah, he is. And we don't know where Cross is yet.
I'm trying to think, what would be the win? What would be a possible win scenario for Amber here? Obviously, it's not looking great.
No, it's not. But he can still pick up the eyeball and nail if I don't know, man. I don't know that this has much of a shot, knowing what we know with where everything is located. I don't know that he's really got much of a shot here. Especially if Sath comes up here and finds a cross or something like that.
We know that the nail is in the Berkeley location where Algebra is. The eyeball is at. The eyeball is
Dobby's
also on the
path.
right side of the map, I believe. I'm
Dobby's
losing it. I'm starting to go senile.
No, it's all good. The eyeball's Dobby's path. Algebra had the nail. The heart was in Jova. And,
Seth, buy the dagger. Oh, I can't afford it. Dagger is worth picking up always.
Yes, always.
It literally turns the Drac fight into a meme. Also, it's the fastest way to kill Drac.
Yes, most definitely.
Although Seth's probably in a situation where the dagger isn't necessarily necessary.
Yeah, he's got a flame whip. There's no need to have a dagger at this point, I don't reckon.
You get quad drop and 16 hit flame whip. It only takes 52 seconds from Drac's castle. Probably wondering that's an oddly specific time. I found that out yesterday. Oh no, where's Seth going? He's crossing the Bridge of Doom.
I think he didn't do he didn't have did he have an oak stake for Laruba Orb?
I thought he did.
That could be the only thing I'm thinking.
You know, when you play a seed this long, you just can't remember anything.
It's difficult. It definitely is difficult. Because he's already done Laruba. Other than the orb, maybe?
I thought I thought didn't Oakstick yield an Oakstick in Laruba?
I thought it did too, but
All right, there's the eyeball for Anber.
maybe he didn't remember what was there. He didn't remember what was there.
All right, it's still
saw
it's
Laruba.
actually close. It's close enough. Seth's still in the I would say in the driver's seat,
Yeah.
but it's gonna have to haul ass to the rover location, get the rib. Seth's best win condition would be both items are there.
Yeah. Which I think isn't. Don't we have to now assume that the cross is in the Bodley vendor?
I think
I mean,
so.
we're
I think
about
we've
to
run
that-
out of checks.
We're about to that point now. Yeah, I think we're about to that point where the cross has to be Bodley vendor, and if that's the case, Bodley has the rib and the cross, and Seth is going to win this game outright.
So winning this game requires you to hit a double. Going fast in Seed almost requires you to hit a double frame perfect input, and then
That's it.
hit a 3-frame window to jump.
Yeah, this game is dumb. Why do we any of us even play this stupid game?
And then if
Ridiculous.
either runner was able to land that trick, this race would already be over. Like 10 minutes
It
ago.
would have been a sub-hour seed, baby. Deshauna asked, did we see all the checks in Alba and Algebra? Yes, we did.
Yeah, Algebra has. Like I said, both runners are looking for the magic cross.
And David's
Seth is
looking for nail,
B.
which he's about to find.
Oh, also one point against Seth is Seth I don't think has checked Veros, which actually has either runner
True.
checked Veros
Yeah, David did the Veros checks, I think.
I thought he
Yeah,
went
did the
to
Veros check
Doina.
before he warped out.
to get the oak stick.
I thought he warped. I thought he did the Veros checks.
I thought it was Veros
I might
too,
be
but
wrong. I know he went to Doina. Okay, so yeah, so that's you're
Unless
right. He
the-
did not check Veros yet.
yeah. If it was Veros,
Neither
we would
one
have
of
been
these
able to read a clue. So there was no book. That's the difference between Veros, and Doina. Bye.
We haven't seen a single book this whole game, have we?
Seed is wacky. It's worse than Freeland's Bane.
So both runners, all we need is the magic cross, and neither one of them knows where it is.
So
We
gotta-
know it's got to be in Bodley. I think that's where it's at. I don't think there's anything else to check.
Well, actually, if it's
Bodley
not in
and-
Bodley and it's in Veros, it's actually Advantage Amber.
Yeah, yeah. interesting seed. It just got fun. It just got fun. That was an interesting clue.
I hope my match on Wednesday doesn't last this long.
Sacred Flame had eyeball there, BC.
Oops. All right, the race is going to be decided in the next 2 minutes. Like I said, the play by Anber to check Graveyard Duck first is going to end up being what got him back in this game, and I said that was the only way that was going to get him back into this race.
This is really interesting. David's going to know here in a second whether it's going to be cross or not. If it's cross, David's going to win this game. Wow.
Yep. Especially since he's only about 6 minutes from the end of the game, if it is there. Links free in Laruba. And the Magic Cross, well, he's going to have to farm for it, but with a Chain Whip, that's going to take, like, no time at all.
There it is.
So the Magic Cross is...
Wow. That's crazy, man. We had Sath firmly ahead for the majority of this. It was just one direction, one decision.
One direction, too many warps.
Choice. Yeah. Wow.
I would say also last location in the last location in the Holy Wire was probably Sath's most unlucky play there.
Yeah, I think so too. Penultimate go mode. We're in no mode for sure. We know exactly where the hell it is. It is 1 block away in the town of Veros. What a fascinating series of events.
I still found it bizarre that both runners did not go back to Veros after they pick up the Holy Water from the Graveyard Duck.
It made so much sense to go back to Veros. It's right there. But I mean, I get it. Like you get the Holy Water, you're right there by the duck. Freaking go! You got to come back that way anyway. It makes sense to skip it, but it also makes a ton of sense to go back to Veros before you warp.
So Amber's got the Magic Cross and is now taking the lead.
Wow! Amazing.
Switch audio here. All right, we have
going for the double 4-drop wrap around again.
Sath a little bit too quick on whip number 2. Same mistake as last time.
What's he gonna? Is he gonna find Silver Knife here? Is it? I don't think we've seen the Silver Knife, so Silver Knife probably is here, isn't it? I think that's the one item we haven't seen. We've seen Dagger. I don't think we've seen Silver Knife yet. Could be the other check in Veros, though, and David only did 1 check.
It's an Oak Stick. So if that would have been a fun seed to beat out of Logic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, Sath has the rib now. And he knows where the cross is, too. So he's going to be 4 minutes behind David, I think, roughly 4 to 5 minutes, depending on his heart level. What a horrible seed to have a curse. Yeah, this was a toughie, man. I've seen a lot of tough seeds. I've played a lot of tough seeds, but as far as tournaments go, as far as between the Simon Claus last year, the Simon Claus, or the Belmont's Revenge this year, this is probably the toughest tournament seed I've seen played between 2 runners at the same time.
No way Sath isn't already done.
Oh, can't put Amber's audio on because he decided not to mute his mic during the race. Whoops. Hold on. Audio feed's cut out for a little bit.
Well, we can turn his audio back on when he gets into the
The problem is his mic is on.
That's all right. we're all on board with him. Let's see how he's feeling.
All right, Sath's got enough hearts. We'll turn it on once it gets to Drac.
And Sath's getting ready to get his final piece and go into go mode here. Wow.
All right, Sath in go mode.
Such an interesting seed. Sath is going to finish with Flame Whip, and David's going to finish with Chain Whip. He's going to. David's probably going to, knowing David's game like I do, he's probably going to want to have some hearts going into Drac because he doesn't have a quick way to beat Drac from
Holy Water.
He's not practiced on the Holy Water crit. This I know for a fact.
I know obviously this is not going to come to pass, but would there be any specific scenario in play in which Sathdresh has a small window to win? I assume that's not going to be the case.
Well, David's got Chain Whip, and he's not super versed in the Holy Water kill, so the issue there is that if he takes he's on his last life right now, so if he takes a death in this graveyard without restocking some hearts, he may not have a way to kill Dracula that's manageably easy. So he could take a death. He really could.
That's why you use
He could die to
laurels.
Drac. Yeah. He's got 3 of them, I guess, so...
Check that heart count. That was pretty quick. I think it said 62. There's the death. No, he's got... No game. 42 hearts. That's enough to kill Drac with the... That is enough hearts to kill Drac with the golden knife.
He'll probably
unless he
whip him.
misses with one of them or spams. Don't spam.
I imagine he'll probably whip him 16 times and then start going in with the golden knife. That's my guess.
Yeah. The only lose scenario I think is just spamming the golden knife more than he should. Meanwhile, Sath's got... What? Oh. Did Sath ever find the... Oh yeah, Sath did find a dagger. It was in the upstairs room in Alba, which would... Ignoring that check, probably not necessarily great, but... Less penalized when you have Flame Whip. See if we get quad. Single floor drop. Sath hits level 3, which is actually bad news for him because that's a slowdown.
Time lost. Yeah.
I had the same opinion of level 3 in the speed run. Level 3 is a time loss. All right, Anber hits the final floor drop. Sath's gonna need a miracle to come back, and Anber just needs to stay calm and collected to finish off this race.
Yeah, David's going to need to die here for Sath to have a chance.
Wouldn't necessarily lose in the race, because then you come back with 50 hearts. So the 42's got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You probably should start getting that golden knife going now.
I'd get it out right now. Don't wait.
It's already too slow for the 60 whip to do enough damage. There we go.
Got it. Wow.
So it's going to end up being close. And Amber's going to take the opening round.
How about that? Holy crap. GG's to David Anber with the upset. I think it's safe to call it an upset.
Upset, miracle come from behind win, I would say.
Wow. Holy crap. Thanks for the GG's for the runner there. J Derg, Meggle, Steve Q Beats, Wish I Was Blank, Deshauna. Thanks BC, Rep, Billick, Dylan. Yeah. Hey, that was a blast.
That was. I said on multiple occasions, there is no way Sath isn't already done. Like I just thought I was talking to people in chat who must have come over from Sath's stream.
Yeah. No, we were watching, and you were behind for a good portion of that. It came down to where the magic cross was, and that's what it basically boiled down to. You had the rib early, and he didn't.
Okay.
But he had other stuff that you didn't have, and
Like,
we think for sure.
I played
ahead.
such a bad front end of this game. I mean, look, I kept saying that I thought Sath was finished for sure. Anything is possible with these randos, right? Like I've seen like Sath had a first and a last in the qualifiers, but I was the only hope I had was to play a flawless second half, and I think my routing panned out for the second half.
Yep, the Veros is what got it. And both Freeland and I were watching. Neither one of you guys, after you got Holy Water at the Duck, decided to go do Veros before you either boosted or warped. And that was if Sath had done that, if he had gone to Veros before he did that, he would have beat you by a couple minutes there. But that was just the way it played out.
What?
All right, GG's for Sathdresh, finishing at 130-118. David Anber with a 129-29. What a cool first! What a cool first tournament.
With a garlic kill for death.
Yeah, both of you did. Both of you had garlic kills for death. It was a pretty awesome to watch. We got to make the sandwich joke about 5 times.
Yeah, and a bone broth joke too. Even though it flew over your head.
Bone broth joke too.
You know what? I just was off to such a terrible start. I don't know what I saw. I got to the Laruba spot. I could have sworn it was Veros. I don't know why I thought that. And it was nighttime, and I noped on out of there. And it was doing that. And then I hit Veros. I'm like, what is this? Like from? Like ending up back in town again?
Yeah, we were wondering why you warped out of there leaving there without.
I completely. You know, your mind's crunching a whole bunch of different things when these seeds, and my mind just checked off the box that this is Veros. I don't know. I didn't see a Raven, but must have thought I did.
Yeah, it was a fun race. I think that throughout the course of the thing, there was some push, there was some pull. I think there were some routing decisions that could have gone either way from both of you, that would have altered the turnout here. But we were up until it was funny because you were heading towards Veros and we didn't know where the cross was. You were heading towards Veros, Sath was heading towards Bodley, and we didn't know if Bodley vendor had the cross because nobody had seen the Bodley vendor yet. So we were like, if Sath hits the Bodley vendor and it's the cross, he's going to win by a mile. But it wasn't. It was Veros, and then you went.
I committed to 2 fades. I committed to fading Bodley vendor once I didn't make the wraparound, and I committed to fading Carmilla.
Yeah, Carmella. What was there? Sath or Freeland? Was that an oak?
I think it was Laurels.
Laurels.
Carmella? I recall correctly.
I thought it was an oak steak, but it might have been, like you said. Sath finished with a flame whip, and you finished with chain. So he got the flame whip. He was chewing through enemies with Morningstar while you were still on leather, David.
Yeah.
What's up? Dang, it was
good game, buddy.
Yeah, GG's. If I would have made that stupid wraparound the first time when I went into Bodley, that would have saved a lot of time because that oak steak was there. I had a feeling there was an oak steak in there, and I was like, okay. I'm trying to get this wraparound.
I missed the wraparound early as well.
Yeah, we both missed the second floor drop.
Yeah, that's my specialty, missing the second floor drop.
Sath, I was telling David that there at the very end, when you were walking right to go to the Bodley and David was walking left to go to Veros, you both were just needing the cross, and we didn't know where it was. So we said if Sath gets the cross up top in Bodley, then he's going to win the game. If David finds it in Veros, and it just happened to be in Veros, it was literally that. It was just where it was. Where was the cross in the last check? Whoever found the cross in the last check was going to win it. So it was really close. A lot of fun to watch. A lot of skill, and we really enjoyed that, man. That was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for participating and for kicking off our 2024 Simon Claus tournament.
Yeah, thanks for the restream as well, and thank you for doing commentary.
What? Now,
that Holy Water placement was trolly.
Which seed did you like less? The one that I had sold to you as being the trolliest seed, or this one?
Oh, this one a lot less. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that you sold to me as the trolliest seed was I had a lot of fun with that one, and
Opry had a lot of fun with that one too.
I did. It was fun. I didn't do very well, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So the way this is going to work, everybody, those of you that are watching on stream, is both of these players are going to be moving on to the next round. David will be moving on in the primary bracket, and Sath will be moving on in the lower bracket. I don't have the brackets in front of me right now to be able to talk about who's going to be playing who, what's next. But
So Amber will be playing the winner of Billick and Big Daddy Drums. I believe
Okay.
Sathdresh is going to. We'll switch up.
Whoever loses the next one.
Switch over to the outro screen so I can pull it up.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, we're going to pull it up there.
Okay, so
Orange David is on chat right now. Orange
okay, so Sathdresh will play the loser of that race.
Oh, I'll pop into Castlevania's channel.
So it's going to be David versus the winner of Billick and Big Daddy Drums, and then Sath will play the loser of that seed. Yeah, interesting.
So, yeah.
Were there any helpful clues? Because I didn't get many in the first half, and in the second half, I passed up on the algebra one. I could have gone back into Rover. I didn't.
No, nobody had anything for clues. It was because both of you got Holy Water late, and you didn't do Berkeley or Brahms to get those clues. I think the only clues that were done were the one in the devious woods prior to the lower road, and then the one right outside of Dobby's path. Those are the only two clues I remember seeing, and then the one in
Oh, you know what I unintentionally faded too was the flame whip vendor.
I say the downside of the seed was none of those clues were open until you got the holy water at the graveyard duck, and you had to take the tornado to get the garlic to do the graveyard duck check.
Man, oh man, I played like shit for that first 40 minutes.
You know what they say? It's not how you start; it's how you finish. And it came down to two checks. It's like initially it looked like a runaway. We would say as far as 45 minutes, but the graveyard duck before checking the other garlic check ended up being a big time save that got you right back into that race, and then obviously the split between
well, I will say this, I've only been playing rando since about March, and I gotta thank Sath because I watched so many of his races, and yours too, Freeland, when learning how to do this. So it was an honor to race against Sath in this first round.
Yeah, and like I said, it was a lot of fun to watch, man. We got to see some pretty high level play, some interesting routing, some interesting item placements and things like that. But what a great way to kick off the 2024 season. Freeland, who has the next race? Do we have a set date for the next race?
Yeah, it's right. I've already put that up on the stream. I'm going to be racing Bedwood Blackburn on Wednesday, 8:00 Eastern time.
Excellent. December 19th, 8:00 Eastern time, Bedwood Blackburn versus Castle Freeland. Castle Freeland, those of you that don't know, is the returning Simon Claus champion. I think, 2-3 years running now there, Freeland?
Well, it's not streak because I've done 3, I've won 2. 2 of them.
Excellent. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. Bedwood Blackburn's another solid player. We're going to have a lot of fun with that, and we're just getting this thing kicked off. So those of you who are not yet subscribed or following the Castlevania 2 randomizer page where we are restreaming this now, please throw on a follow there. Give these players and runners some views, help them feel welcome in the community, show them that we care. The more we can raise some interest and visibility to our randomizer here, the more we'll get some interesting folks in to maybe run some stuff next year in our Belmonts in training, or also in the Simon Claus tournament.
And if I may do a quick plug, whoever follows me next becomes my 100th follower.
Oh,
everyone's getting their 100th follower tonight. The randomizer channel.
Yeah,
by the way, the easiest way to do it, you just scroll over. If you're on the web version, you scroll over the name. Thing drops down, and you see the heart icon on the bottom. Of course, I don't know what that. Of course, I don't know what would happen what it looks like if you're not following him, since I'm following both channels. So that's the easiest way to do that.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank to everybody that stuck with us through those technical issues we were having earlier in the stream. We had a lot of technical issues with the stream popping up and down. Those of you that stuck around, thank you all for your patience. And thanks for giving these runners some love and caring enough to be here hanging out with us. So I had a good time.
Thank you, Opry and Freeland, for your comms and for your restream. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, Freeland hosted tonight, and we both did comms. So Much obliged. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to doing the next one I'm available for. But I don't have a whole lot else there. For Castlevania 2 Randomizer and Castle Freeland, I'm Opry 99er. And if y'all don't have anything else, I think we should shut her down. Can we raid somebody? Would that be cool? Can we raid
Seth, are you
somebody
going to continue the stream after this?
I
Or do you
think
already
Seth jumped off the call. He jumped off.
Well, he's getting a raid now for that.
Oh, is he still?
I'm dropping off the call too, Opry. Thanks so much. Thank you, Freeland. Thank you, everyone who watched.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
thank you,
have to-
David. Thanks for. Go ahead.
I'm going to have to uninstall, reinstall OBS Studio again before I do another restream. But
No,
thanks,
I do
everyone.
not have access to raid Seth. It won't let me do it.
No, I already got it started.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Well, I appreciate you guys once again. Thanks for coming out. And I'm going to hop off the call now, but come back again for next time, folks. Thank you all very much.